record on this computer. Hello, hello. Happy Mother's Day. It is May 8th, and we have a lot to do tonight before we get started on our new week. So I'm sorry for my 2-minute delay, but my phone is up and running. I'm logged in. We're ready to go. I want to make sure everybody has with them a blank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever it is you used for that. Maybe you use a notebook or something different. Also, if you guys don't have a, oops, how do I do this? A tracker, like a calendar of some sort, not for your schedule, not for life. Let me turn that down. So sorry. It's all new. My bad. Not like for life, but a calendar specifically for keeping track of orders. When people are getting orders and samples are arriving and all that stuff. So I want to make sure you guys have that with you. And then just your regular actual calendar for life. So many calendars. Okay. So tonight we are going to, we're going to do our rate of run. First and foremost, we're going to go over some auto ships because we will have 2 auto ships between now and next Sunday. And then we're going to get just ready for our week. So let me get on my calculator. I am so disheveled with, okay. All right. So I need you guys to get logged into your cloud on your second device, if possible. And I need you to go to your business snapshot. Okay, from there, you're going to go down to where it says qualifications, and you're going to find where it says current QV. And I know a lot of you have a current QV that is higher than you have seen in a long time on this date, and I'm super happy for all of you. So you're going to take your current QV, you're going to divide it by 8, because today is the 8th day of the month, and we're going to find out what our daily average is. So now, based on that new smaller number, I don't know the answer to this. Is it 30? It's 31, right? Yeah. So you're going to take the new smaller number, multiply it by 31, because why? Because there's 31 days in the month of May. So we're taking your daily average, multiplying it by how many days we have to achieve it. And now the new number you're looking at is what you are projected to finish the month at. We're only 1 weekend. This is not a written in stone number in any way, shape, or form. So if it looks phenomenal, that's awesome, but don't get comfortable. If it doesn't look great, that's okay too. Don't get worried because we have plenty of time to add to that number. So the reason I like to do rate of run, I know I've probably discussed it with this group before, but just in case somebody watches this on the replay, we get so caught up in our ranks, so caught up in trying to go 4K, 12K, 40K. And for those of you that are in between 4 and 12K, that's a big jump. Between 12 and 40, it feels like a spaceship is required, right? Like it's just so far away. So I like to just do rate of run so we can see what was your rate of run last week or last month at this time. What were you projecting last month to finish at? And are you ahead of last month? It's always good to keep an eye on where you were and where you're going so that you know if what you're doing is working or not. Obviously, those of you that are in boot camp, which I think is every single face I see here, whatever it is you're doing is working because we see that in the numbers also. So keep your mind wrapped around your rate of run as just a business owner. Don't worry about your rank. They will come in the process. As long as you are constantly building your business, those ranks are going to hit. But it's when you get so focused on that rank that it gets really hard to do the day-to-day because you're not thinking about the whole picture. You're just thinking about a rank. And I know for me personally, if I just get focused on a rank, I can really dig myself a little hole. So I just like to think of my business, like how am I growing my business? Am I adding customers to my business? Am I adding volume to my business? Am I adding value to the customers that I have? Am I taking care of the people that have already invested in me? If you keep your activities and your focus on that, I promise those ranks will come. So speaking of those activities, one of the first things we need to do, and we're going to be in the cloud for this. I hope I'm still in the cloud. I am. Okay. You're going to go up to your main menu in the cloud this time, and we're going to go down to my team, my customers, and at the top where it says customer number, customer name, email, you're going to scroll all the way to the right, click where it says next auto ship twice, and you are now looking for anybody that says 510 or also 515 because that's going to happen before we see each other again. So those are the names. If you have your blank 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sheet in front of you, the names of the people who are coming up on the 10th and on the 15th, we want to write them down in the follow-up section on Monday. And if you need to, if you have so many, you lucky duck, take some of the names and write them on Tuesday. Now, I don't know what your names look like, but for me, this should be a breeze because both of these gals are moms. So I'm going to be able to go onto their Facebook today and tomorrow, and I'm going to see something. And you guys, even if I don't see something, I know they're a mom. So guess what? I'm going to tell them Happy Mother's Day. This, when there's a holiday or something like that, I just feel like it makes our job just so much easier, so much easier. So what I'm going to do is reach out. One gal's name is Paige. I'm going to be like, hey, Paige, hope you had a great Mother's Day. And then I might I may see something on her social media to see that she's had a great Mother's Day. Just ask her what she did. I'm going to get a conversation started. I'm also, let me do this next step with you too. Still in the cloud, still under those names. I'm going to actually click on, so next to this gal Page is her customer number. It's in blue. I'm going to click on her customer number. It's going to pop up for me below, like, her name and her username and stuff. Below that, it's going to say scheduled auto ship. Hers is for Sunday, May 15th, and it shows what's on her auto ship. So right now she has men's lifestyle capsules, which I know we just made that switch a couple months ago. So I'm going to ask her how that is still going, obviously. And then she's just gotten vanilla forever. So I'm going to just be like, hey, your auto ship's coming out. You've got your men's. I hope that's going good. And I noticed you still have vanilla on there. Would you like to try a new flavor? I'm just going to get her talking about her auto ship eventually. First, I'm going to talk about her life, how it's going. Then I'm going to talk about that. And I like going into those conversations. And that may not all happen tomorrow. This particular auto ship isn't until the 15th. So I have time to talk with her. I definitely want to talk to you want to talk to your May 10th people first, because they only have a day and a half to switch anything. But I like to know what they're getting so that I can have an educated conversation with them. Like, oh, I see you're still getting black label. Did you know we have white label? A lot of people switch to that in the summer because it's just a little lighter and fun. There's all kinds of things that you can help people with. You have to remember, they don't know the catalog like we do. They don't care about the catalog like we do. We know all the good stuff. So just make sure you're spending your time and effort getting to know your customers and find out what's working for them. Like, she may say, no, I love the vanilla because some days I add cinnamon, some days I add cocoa powder, some days I add, she may really mix stuff up. Or she might be like, I keep forgetting that there's other flavors. So you don't want to assume anything about a customer. You don't want to assume that they know anything, and you don't want to assume that you know anything. You want to just always be asking questions so you can learn more and more about them. So hopefully you guys have all your customers' names written down for the 10th, not the 5th month, the 10th day, Tammy, May 10th. That's really messing with my head. Or the 15th of May. So you want to make sure we have those people written down for follow-up. And then while we're at it, just because most of you are in boot camp, and I'm looking at all the faces, and I feel like, nope, so if you're in the auto bonus boot camp, did you get all your Happy Mail sent out this week? All right. So even if you're not in auto bonus boot camp and you're just a regular promoter, or you're in 4K, when we say happy mail, we are talking about getting out samples to people, like thank you cards, maybe with a DFT in it. Or I know some people went above and beyond and sent goodie bags to people. So that's where we're going to go. Yes, and my Happy Mail made my peeps happy. Yeah, Lindsay sent out some really nice goodie bags. So this is where I want to make sure we have our calendar. What should we call this? Do we call this something? Customer tracker? Maybe. Does this have a name and I just don't know it? I'm going to refer to it as your customer tracking calendar for tonight until someone tells me that's wrong. But this is where you need to look and say, okay, I mailed all the goodie bags out on Wednesday. Have you checked in with everybody? Have you sent them a message? You're like, hey, I mailed it Wednesday. You should have gotten it on Saturday, or whatever situation you have with your mail. Do you know, are they going to be, is it a sample where they're going to be trying something brand new that they've never used before? Are they going to start that on Monday? Is it maybe a new shake flavor? Are they going to add that in? Maybe they added that in today. Do you know who's got what and what they're doing? And that's what this customer tracker tracking calendar will be about. It's to help you remember, because you guys, when you are really doing all the things in your business, adding new people, taking care of existing people, it gets to be a lot. But if you can use something as simple as a calendar to keep track of who got what and when they're starting it, that is so important. I have a slew, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 people starting the detox on Wednesday, the 11th. So knowing that, I know that tomorrow and Tuesday, I'm going to be checking in with everybody. Hey, did your detox arrive? did you print out the instructions from either your email or from our detox group? Have you gone shopping? Like, this calendar gives me reasons to talk to people. On Friday, a girl of mine got well, she should have gotten it. She's not returned my message yet, but that's okay. I'll give her the weekend. She should have gotten her sample of the vegan shakes, and I'm anxious to see how she's liking those. But again, I would have totally blanked by now that I even mailed her a vegan shake, because life, right? Like, life just sometimes, it just happens. We've had lots of things happening, great, good, and bad. And it's hard to remember. So that's why something as simple as a customer tracking calendar is going to be your saving grace. So I want you to, I'm going to tell you how I have been doing this. And then you guys can tell me how you've been doing it. If you're like, nope, that's not at all how I did it. But what I did originally was I went down to my, again, business snapshot on the main page in your cloud. And it's loading. And where it pops up the green, orange, and gray boxes, your PPA box, I just click on the green box because it pulls all of them up. And that shows me who my new people are, like who has ordered recently. And I immediately will look at their, it's got order number. I click the order number. And then from there, it's gonna, like this one, she placed it on the 2nd, it shipped on the 4th, it arrived on the 7th. So I knew that it arrived on the 7th, and I have her written down on the 7th, and she is on my reach outs for Monday, because she is going to start the detox on the 11th. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I do my new people. But then for my samples, it's a little bit tricky. I mailed out some where it's just like a new DFT to try. That should take like a day and a half to get to someone's house here locally. And then I mailed out some of the bubble mailers with like the vegan shakes, and those can take 2 or 3 days. So it does become like a tracking thing for you, but that's what makes that calendar so nice. If you guys don't have something like this one already came with, it said samples in red, orders in blue, detox in green. If you don't have something like that, you just have a plain old Jane calendar that you printed off on Google, or maybe you went to the Dollar Tree, make your own chart. I never knew you could do that. You never knew you could click on the PPA report and see all that stuff. My job here is done. I have taught something new today. I am so excited. Yes. Okay. See, this is why we should probably spend more time in the cloud. Amy Johnson, she's not on here tonight, but she was so cute. She said that yesterday she just sat down. She's like, I just sat down and I spent some time on the homepage, like the cloud. She's like, there's stuff in there I never knew you could do. So I will tell you all this. You cannot mess up your cloud. It is literally built so that you can touch all the things and not screw anything up. Now, when it comes to your waiting room, you all know, all of these faces know, don't play in your waiting room. Always, contact your upline and stuff and talk through before you move people. But every other button in there, if you can touch it, it's safe. Just touch it, click out of it, start over, whatever. So yeah, you can actually click on your PPA, the green, orange, and gray box, and it'll tell you, it'll show you, shows you what day they ordered, what their customer number is, the order number, and all that stuff. That's how I track my newbies. Okay, and so why is this calendar important? Because now from this calendar, I'm going to transfer names to my sheet for tomorrow. So for example, the people who are going to start detox on Wednesday, I'm going to write all their names down in my follow-ups for Monday and Tuesday. I talked to a couple today just because I got excited. I cheated. And then I have some people who did detox with us last time, and they have switched to E60. And so some of them started E60 as early as the 1st with like the majority of us. So today was the perfect day to be like, hey, 1 week into E60, tell me how it's going, what's happening. So that was a great follow-up also. So for people who are like, I struggle with follow-ups, I don't know how to follow up with people, or I don't know what to follow up about. If someone's name's on your calendar for any reason, you got to follow up. Now, what if it's somebody who's been thriving with you? They got their auto ship like always. It's not an E60 necessarily to them. They've been thriving for 3 or 4 years. Write their name down. It's okay. Like, still write their name in here somewhere. When are you going to follow up with that person? Are you going to wait until their auto ship runs again? Because that's an okay thing to do, but it's also okay to write them in 2 weeks, especially like if you've had the conversation. So tomorrow when you're talking to someone about their auto ship and they're like, yeah, I think I want to switch to chocolate. Write that down. Hey, it's been 3 or 4 days with your new chocolate shake. What do you think of it? Or, hey, you made the switch to vegan. What are you thinking? Hey, I know you went from ultra to black label. How are you feeling? Like, this little calendar. I don't know why I haven't done this sooner. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because there's a lot of customer support, customer service that can happen on this calendar. But I know why I haven't done it sooner, because I am always so damn focused on these reach outs and these newbies and who am I going to talk to and who am I going to get excited about doing something with me. So I think, so I really do feel like that customer tracking calendar is going to help me with my existing people, because you guys know I'm a huge fan of taking care of your existing people. And then the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is what really helps me with the newbies, because obviously I get my reach outs, I do my social media posts, adding people, all that stuff. Okay, so with that in mind, those of you that are on here that are in the Vibin' and Thriving customer page, hopefully you have noticed that we're being very, I mean, there's a lot of customer activity, first of all, which is exciting. Like, people are posting. We don't even ask people and they're posting, which is awesome. But we specifically have a post that goes up every single day with a theme. And so it's like Set Up Sunday, Make It Monday, Tasty Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, Thriver Thursday, Foodie Friday, and Shine Saturday. So we have something that's constantly going out. Anybody's name that shows up on this page on your calendar, they need to be in Vibin' and Thriving. Who else should go in Vibin' and Thriving? Anybody who's asking you about Thrive. Anybody you've gotten a three-way chat. Anyone who has said, what the heck is E60? Anyone who has said, I mean, I'm even to the point now where if somebody's like, what's this detox? I'm thinking about doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to add you to it. I'm going to invite you to a group. You have 24 hours to peek around, but then I have to pull you out. And I put them on my calendar so I don't forget to pull them out. But that gives them a chance to get in there and peek around at what's currently in the group, because it's getting ready to all get wiped clean and then start fresh. But that letting people peek around for 24 hours into the Vibin' and Thriving, what do we call it? Detox group, that really helped people. So if somebody's asking you about Vibin' and Thriving, or if somebody's asking you about thriving, you can say, hey, I've got a customer group. I can throw you in there for 24 hours and you can peek around. Throw them in Vibin' and Thriving. Throw them in our customer group. And then you can, hey, how did you get a chance to peek around? Your 24 hours almost up. I'm going to pull you out if that's okay. Or do you want to stay in? If they want to stay into that group and they're like, no, there were some really good recipes in there. I saw some really, whatever, all the great stuff we share. Like, Vibin' and Thriving is your gold ticket to getting people excited about E60, or getting people excited about Thrive, or getting people re-excited about thriving. If you've had someone who thrived in the past and they're kind of, sometimes they order, sometimes they don't. I just say, we've got this amazing group called with E60, tons of recipe ideas, tips and tricks. I'm going to add you for 24 hours. You can decide if you want to stay in there or not. Like, you use that group. And I know not everyone on this or that sees this will be in that particular customer group. So when I say Vibin' and Thriving, I'm referring to the customer group. A lot of leaders have customer groups. So ask your upline who your customer group is. But use those groups. To me, reach outs, if a reach out gets a conversation started and they start asking about, I'm bleeding, I don't know how, they start asking about Thrive or how you take it, or, I don't know, how much does it cost, all that stuff. I will throw them in that group for 24 hours. That also is a perfect excuse for a follow-up the next day. So if I have a conversation tomorrow with somebody during a reach out, by Tuesday, it leads to me saying, hey, do you want to be in that group for 24 hours? Do you want to peek around? On Wednesday, they're my follow-up, because now we've had a conversation. They've seen our group, and I'm going to ask them, what do they think of it? Do they want to stay in the group, or should I pull them out? Like, think about that. What'd you say, Sandra?
I like the whole, I can put you in there for 24 hours thing. Because it makes it's that FOMO.
Yes, exactly. And I'm telling you, the group is awesome. It's awesome. Our group is literally amazing. So moving right along. So your reach out, you guys, I'm not going to preach about reach outs. You know what to do. You got to talk to people. You got to talk to people you don't normally talk to. You got to scroll the interwebs, go to stories to interact with people. Let's just go into your cloud real quick in case other people aren't thinking this way. Bring me back out of that. So, a lot of times people are like, well, that person thrived a few years ago. I don't know if they want to thrive anymore. We know all the things. Go into the My Team button and then go down to My Customers. We were here earlier, but at the top where it says customer name and email and all that stuff, scroll over to where it says last order and click it once. You're going to find people who have never, ever ordered Thrive. That's who's going to pop up first. All of those people, they are not a follow-up because they are not thriving. That is a reach out. You can go and find those people and reach out. And if you're like me and you have some random ones where they log on to Lavelle.com and they've picked you somehow and they've created an account, but they've never ordered, You guys, their email is right there next to their name. Don't let that go to waste. I will always send them an email. As soon as I see someone has set up an account and I don't know who the heck they are, I will send them an email and say, hey, saw you just set up your Thrive account or your Lavelle customer account. I'm here to help you in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, I sent one the other, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. My life is disheveled on my new phone. Okay. Something to the extent of, in the title, I put Thrive information and free shipping. And then in my spiel, and I can't tell you exactly what I said, but something about, I saw you made your free Lavelle customer account. I'm here to answer all your questions about Thrive. And as a matter of fact, for the next 72 hours, I have a free shipping coupon I can use for you if you're interested. Because I don't get a lot of, when people make the random customer accounts, I don't get a lot of interaction. I don't know who these people are. I don't know why they do it that way. It's weird, I think, because some people will get on and order stuff and they don't order properly. They don't order auto ship, whatever. They won't return emails. But every blue moon, someone will write like, yeah, I have a question about this. And how do I get that free shipping? And I put a 3-day limit on that because I want to get them moving. Like, so to me, if somebody said information about an account I just set up and a free shipping offer, I'm going to click it. And then if they say they can answer my questions and they have a coupon for me, I'm going to respond. So just try things like that. This is where I always say no stone unturned. If you guys have names in your cloud that have not ordered, maybe they don't respond to your Facebook Messenger because maybe they're not even on there anymore, but you have their email. Send them an email. They might not respond, but you're not going to know if you don't send them that email, right? Oh, snaptastic. Okay, there we
Hey, I got a question really quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So for some of these people that have just been in our accounts for, like years, I'm thinking like Thrive info and free shipping, like you said, and then just popping in with or some of those non-promoting promoters that are in. Let me back up. Hold on. My brain's muddled. I'll get back.
Okay. You know what? Process it. If it's after the Zoom, we can deal with it in your upline chat. Cause I understand you were going one direction and your brain flipped to one another, but that's okay. We'll get there. But yeah, so all these people in your cloud who have never, ever, ever ordered, reach out to them some way, shape, or form. If it requires an email, great. I also, one of the first things I do is I copy their name and I go into Facebook and I paste that name and I look for them. Because like for instance, this girl's name is Gwendolyn. I don't know Gwendolyn, but it says she's from Alabama. So if I take Gwendolyn McCloskey as her whole name, does anyone know Gwendolyn McCloskey from Alabama? If you do, she signed up under me. She did it wrong. I will put her whole name into Facebook search and I'll even put Alabama after it. And Facebook will try to find you this person that has Alabama in their information. I actually have found some people that way and they have responded to the Facebook Messenger, but never their email. So again, this is just the whole, like, don't give up. Don't be like, well, I don't know that person. Well, you don't have to know them. They made an account, so let's use it. And then there's going to be a whole slew of people in here too that you do know that maybe they gave you the email. Like maybe you had one of those contests. Remember, we all used to do that crap. Like, I'm in a contest. I need 10 emails. Well, sucker, they gave you the email and now you have it. So send them an email. And it can don't let these things. That's weird. I have a Brittany Pollock. Isn't that famous girl, that famous thriver? It's spelled different. Anyway, I got lost in the cloud. So don't let any stone go unturned because all of those people can still be reach out. So when you hit that moment where you're like, I don't want to talk to anyone on Facebook anymore today because I'm over Facebook, which I get that way every now and then, just go to your cloud, go talk to those people, find those names, send out an email instead. You can even just say, oh, Sandra, didn't you used to do like where you sent out a recipe, or was that Lindsay?
I've sent out a recipe before.
Yeah. So you could even just, now that you have this person's email, you can just even send out a free recipe. And you guys, I'm posting recipes 3 times a week in 5-Minute Thriving in the customer group. You can copy those and send those to someone. Or you don't even need that. You got the internet. You can just find a great recipe and copy it and put it into some sort of like Word doc. And you could just send it to people like, hey, I know you were thriving with me at one time, or for all my thriving accounts or all my free customer accounts, I'm just sending out this great recipe for Memorial Day weekend. Like, give people barbecue ideas. Again, it's something that's an email that they might open. So, you know, when it's like discount on Thrive or Thrive promo or whatever, that's not always exciting to people. But when you're like best barbecue for Memorial Day, best healthy barbecue for Memorial Day, something like that. I'm, again, you know me, I just make this crap up when we're all together. But that's a great way to get someone to open an email. I don't know why, but everybody loves a recipe. Ask Lacey. She does those TikToks or reels, and she's like, you pull out a crock pot and you make something, and the women lose their mind, and the views on the reels just go sky high because everyone likes a recipe. So think about that. So like when you're thinking about reach outs, think outside of social media. How else can you contact people? Well, you can contact them through email. And again, you know, social media posts, we won't harp on it, but reels, TikToks, reels, TikToks, reels, TikToks. Obviously posting and talking in your stories, talking, actually holding the phone, looking at the camera and talking to your friends through the stories. It is so important. And I feel weird doing it. So I will just picture my one friend. Like I'll maybe like come and talk to Sandra Delbeck right now. Or, okay, I'm going to talk to my friend Roxy right now. Like I will just picture one person to talk to, and it makes it so much easier. And then it's funny because like 3 or 4 days later, somebody will be like, oh, I saw that thing you talked about. And I was like, oh, that, because you kind of forget, like you think you're talking to one person. Adding new names, we've done it all the time, connecting with leaders. Your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the thing that will build your business. And I just wanted to spend tonight talking about how a customer tracking calendar can help you fill up your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in a very intentional manner versus just trying to get a follow-up here or there, right? Like if they're on this, they can be in there. Use your customer groups, use them. Like Sandra said, FOMO. People need to know you have this great, amazing thing, and you can bring them in for a little bit if they want to peek around. I would not throw that out public. I wouldn't make a Facebook post about that. That to me is just because then you're going to have all kinds of people asking and they're just being nosy and all that jazz. But if you're in a conversation with somebody and they're asking about Thrive and would it help with this and would it help with that? I mean, anytime someone's, especially when someone's to the point where they're in a 3-way chat, here we've got this, this is my friend Lisa. She's going to tell you all about her Thrive experience. In the meantime, while we're waiting on her to get off work today or whatever it is we've talked to Lisa about, I'm going to throw you into Vibing and Thriving for 24 hours so you can peek around. And again, I just say 24 hours, but here's the thing. You got to remember the next day, their 24 hours is up. Did you find what? So that's why something like this calendar is so important, or your follow-up list is so important. And obviously don't forget birthdays. I didn't mention birthdays tonight, but you guys all know that. Tomorrow for the downline. So, we have I invested in the StreamYard, the kind where you pay a little extra, but it can go into multiple groups at once. So tomorrow I can only do 3 groups at once. I am limited. I don't know if I pay more and I can do more, but anyway. So tomorrow at 3:00 Eastern in Dream Team, Dream Catchers, and Thriving Sisters, we are going to have, it's called Champagne Problems. We're going to be doing a little live in there about that. And it will be, because it's a StreamYard, it'll appear as a live and it'll stay in there. So if if you're working or whatever, don't panic, it'll be in there. I just wanted to mention it. But we're going to be talking about champagne problems. And I think that you guys will you all have had champagne problems. I will put it to you that way. So I think you're all going to be interested in what we have to talk about. But write that down. And then tomorrow at 12:45 Eastern, Courtney Summers is leading the Lunch and Grow, which I just found that out today. So I'm so excited. So for any of you that can be on there, I know when I did it last week, for whatever reason, about 20 minutes before I was supposed to do it, I wanted to pee my pants. I was so nervous all of a sudden. Like I'm used to our stuff. And I just kept thinking about all these people who I wasn't going to know, and they were already staring at me. So Courtney, I'll be on there to stare at you. So I'll cheer you on because I needed hype people for me. So yeah, tomorrow at 12:45, we have Courtney doing the Lunch and Grow. And at 3:00, we have Lacey, Lindsay, Samantha, and myself talking about champagne problems. So with that, I hope you guys had a great Mother's Day, and I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you feel ready. I hope you have some new tips and tricks. Shantae does. She knows a whole new button in the cloud now. So that made me happy. But that's it. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.